start off by talking to you a little bit about what we're doing with energy and how we're trying to approach energy conservation at the site in Mobile, Alabama. As Dick said, I'm the automation leader for the site. Been with the company about 20 years in various roles. So I'd like to introduce you briefly to UOP Mobile and what we do. I'm part of the manufacturing division of UOP. Many of you may know UOP from their technology and license divisions around the world with licensed technologies for the refining industry. It's been around a long time. Plant history, like I said, we're located in Mobile, Alabama. The plant was built by Union Carbide in 1965, so it's been around a while. In 1988, it became a joint venture of Dow and Honeywell, which was Allied Signal at the time. And in 2005, Honeywell purchased the Dow partner out of the business, and we're wholly owned by Honeywell at this time. At this site, we primarily produce catalysts and absorbents. We have about 120 products, about 350 employees, and we have on-site 24-hour operations, 7 days a week. Of course, we're ISO 9001 qualified. At this facility, we have 6 intermediate processing lines, 13 finished good lines. We produce about 120 products annually, and believe it or not, 25 to 30 product turnarounds per month. So it's a very heavy changeover from one product to the other. A lot of turnarounds. Overall, the capacity and the capability of the plant is about 80 million pounds per year. We have a pretty large infrastructure of automation at this facility, and I wanted to just start off by giving you a really high-level overview. Today I haven't updated this slide in a while, but today we have one remaining TDC 3000 system that we're in the process of replacing. We currently have 10 Experion systems, and like I said, we're growing. We have 22 control rooms, about 126 operator stations, 64 control processors, right at 1,000 sequential control modules. Most of our processes begin with a batch and a batch operation, and the final finished product lines convert from batch to continuous operation. So we run at a continuous rate, so our batch processes have to keep up with the demand. Approximately 13,000, 14,000 IO. We're probably closer to 15,000 at this point in time. Plant's been under continuous expansion for the last 20 years that I've been with them. So I'm here to talk a little bit about energy and where we are, what we're doing, what our plans are, how we're going to address energy, what I'll call energy conservation. Honeywell volunteered with the DOE on the Save Energy Now program, which really means that we're one of 32 leader companies. You might call us pace setters to go out, and we're committed to saving or reducing energy intensity by 25% over the next decade. And you can imagine that's a pretty good challenge. Site spend is about 10% of our total cost is energy. 54% of that is for natural gas, for drying and calcining and firing and heating of our processes, and of course about 46% electricity. And just to give you an order of magnitude, that's about $10 million a year for this one site. So our site challenge that kind of got saddled on me a little over a year ago is to try to accomplish these goals. And the immediate goal is 4% reduction, $400,000 to $500,000 a year this year. And so basically the automation community is trying to lead this effort. So we're looking how we can leverage technology and how we can actually achieve these type of savings. So we're working hard on identifying waste. been the primary focus to date. When I started on this initiative a little over a year ago, January was a year ago, as a matter of fact, I participated in a survey conducted by ARC. And there was about 152 respondents to this survey, and I found it to be quite useful and to helping me to get my feet on the ground, understand how we compare to other industries, how do we account for energy and those type of things. And a lot of this presentation is put together based off of that survey that I participated in. So back in 2010, we started off with a metric of about 46% of the respondents to the survey looked at overall energy consumption. In other words, they didn't have a lot of granular metrics, a lot of different ways to account for energy or to track or to measure energy. So in comparison to UOP, we assess our overall energy consumption via monthly invoices. In other words, we pay our bills, right? And we do that out of the cost of those monthly bills. We also look at the pounds of product we produced, what product we produce, and we have what we refer to as product standards. So from an accounting standpoint, we say that one particular line of operation may use this many kilowatt hours and this many therms per unit of product, whether that be 1,000 pounds or a ton or a kiloton. And that's basically the way we do our accounting. So the survey also indicated that many monitor energy costs, but few measure it in real time. And I have to say we're very close to that. We were, and we're trying to do something about that. So our practices are typical. We fall in the 60% realm as we monitor energy costs periodically on a monthly basis. Perhaps a little more often than some people. Some people in the survey, they don't even do that. There again, back to the survey, about 1/3 of them assigned relevant energy costs to products. The many lack granular metrics. Few can measure energy consumption per unit of production. And we varied from that just slightly in the fact that we do use our product standards, okay? And our current practice leaves us unacceptable variances. After studying about 5 years worth of data on how we accounted for energy versus the pound we produce, I found some significant variances. At the end of the year, we may come up $1 or $2 million variance. In other words, we made so much product, we bought so much energy, and our standards are not correct, or we have a significant amount of waste in our processes. So we really lack the measurement system necessary to produce the granular metrics so we can track our product produced and the energy we consume per every pound of product. So back to the survey again. Like I said, there was 152 respondents. Many have implemented energy management programs. They seem to be varying in a lot of degree. Most rely on internally developed solutions. Most use at least or some automation. The more I've looked at that, the less I think that people are actually using automation. Most or many lack granular metrics, and many do not assign their energy cost to the pound or to their product. Dick put up a chart there that's more up to date than this one, but we all recognize that energy prices are rising. They're going to continue to rise through the life of our plants and our processes. So I think it makes sense that we need to be addressing this issue. We need to be tackling the issue of energy. What's the challenge? It's certainly not going to be easy to solve. There's not a canned solution that I'm aware of on the market today, but there are a lot of things that can help us down that road. Some of our challenges, frequent operating changes. Like I said, we have 20, 30 product turnarounds a month. So you can imagine that there's downtime where we're operating equipment and we're possibly using natural gas to keep fired equipment hot, and we're not making a pound of product. We're turning over from product X to product XYZ. And during those times, there's some waste. And we need to find a way to reduce that consumption and minimize the waste during those time periods. Typically, operators are more focused on production and quality. In other words, the KPIs at most process industries use KPIs to monitor their processes and make sure they're on track. And the key process indicators are, heavily ingrained in the operation philosophy of a site. And I think over the course of the next few years, you're going to see more and more KEIs, or key energy indicators, as part of your KPIs for your processes. If we're going to actually achieve these goals, it's going to have to come to the forefront and not be in the background.